Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Our today's topic of discussion is a literary theory that is named as Russian formalism. So let's go through its background, what actually Russian formalism is and when it came into being. As we know that Russian formalism came into reaction and it came against the previously existing theories. As we talk about its background, Russian formalism was a school of literary criticism that emerged in Russia during the second decade of the 20th century. It started in 1915 and it lasts till 1930s. Actually, it's a counterpart of new criticism. During the era of Stalin, it was criticized by Stalin, and during the 1929 and its center activity moved to Prague School. Its leading figures are Viktor Shklovsky, Boris Eichenbaum, Roman Jakobson, Peter Bogatyrev, Osip Brick. So, what was the way of Russian formalists to examine the text? As I have already mentioned that it is rebel against previous literary theories, so the Russian formalists rejected the unsystematic, subjective and expressionistic ways of dealing literature inherited from the 19th century. So their emphasis was on scientific description of literature as a special use of language. And these were the formalists who neglected the context and consequences. Their major focus was on form of literature rather than its content. Russian formalists used to say there is no need to know about author's life as well. Just form is enough. Their major emphasis was upon difference between literary language and non-literary practical language. Their major focus was to find out the literary language from the text, nothing else. Formalists focus upon literariness, name given by Roman Jakobson. What literariness is? Actually, literariness is a way of writer's description, his thought, his idea, by using different literary devices just like image, symbolism, imagery, metaphor, simile, etc. So we see that when we go through the different work, we see that language used by writer is totally different from common speech pattern, everyday speech pattern, what we use in our casual life. So their major focus was to find out the literariness used by the writer. So literariness or artfulness, aesthetic found in literary devices just like simile, metaphor, image, symbols, foreshadowing, allusions, figurative language, rhyme, meter, etc. Reader response totally neglected in this. According to formalists, form is all in all. Formalists read text to found literariness just like devices. Formalist was of the belief way of something is important rather than what is said. Defamiliarization was introduced by Viktor Shklovsky, means to make strange the subject. Defamiliarization means to make the subject strange. For example, if you have some old idea, some old thought, so now it's the duty of the writer or the author to present it according to the new pattern. You make it strange and then present before the people. If you got some new idea, so if the people are aware with that idea, so it's your duty to make it strange. So it is the duty of writer to make the subject strange. Some people came ahead and they criticized the Russian formalism that why you are neglecting the social context. Then another criticism was that it is said that literature is some extent representation of writer's personality. So the formalists totally neglect the study of author, even it plays a vital role to understand the text. So some of the critics criticize that why you are neglecting his personality. Author should also be read while you are going to analyze the text. So Russian formalism also, it was criticized by the reader response theorist and by its founder. A reader who is a key factor to understand or grab the aesthetic, art, or literariness used in author's work. His or her major role to analyze the form or literariness is totally neglected. Even without reader, book is nothing. I totally agree with the point of view of readers that without reader, book is nothing. Actually, the Russian formalist of the belief that due to destruction of World War, people don't want to bother themselves in studying the catastrophic context. So to find aesthetic pleasure, they emphasize upon the form. This is to some extent a positive point of view. Form without context and content is nothing. Without the study of writer, it is difficult to understand meaning. Russian formalism could not sustain long and soon it decayed. So, in a nutshell, their main concern was to find the literariness used by the writer. Whatever the literary language, whatever the literary devices he has or she has used in his work, their main concern was to find aesthetic pleasure and artfulness used by author. So that is all about the Russian formalism. Hope you would like my video and I appreciate it. Thank you for watching.